Hi, this is Melissa. I'm the one behind Divinely Entwined, where I provide energy healing and intuitive guidance. So this video is going to be another video in my little series, and this one is going to focus on readings, specifically past life readings or Akashic record readings and what we can learn from those. And also my own little personal experience with that, because I was just thinking about this the other day and I thought, maybe this will help somebody or be helpful, just because this is something I was revisiting for myself. So what can we learn from past life readings or an Akashic record reading? What we can learn is that in a past life, you can have similar traits, qualities, interests that you have in this life. Also, if there is any trauma in a past life or if there's repeating patterns, that can come into this life as well. Also, if you had a trauma in a past life, that can create a fear in this life, which is the little story I'm going to tell about myself involving a past life trauma that created a fear in this life. And the funny thing is with this fear is when I was younger, I did not have it at all. And when I hit my teen years is when I realized it all of a sudden happened. And at the time, I even thought it was weird that I was afraid of it. So if you had a trauma in a past life, and let's say it happened in your teen years, in this life, you may not have a fear up until those teen years when it happened in that past life, then that fear hits you in this life. This story, when I was younger, I always wanted a horse. I probably like a lot of little girls, I always wanted a horse. I begged my parents, never got a horse though, but I did ride horses every now and then, a handful of times where someone was guiding it in the front, but I was never afraid. I was more than happy to jump on the horse and go for a ride or pet it and what have you. I was all about it. So fast forward to high school sometime, I was friends with somebody that boarded horses and I was at their house a lot. And I quickly found out that now I was afraid of horses. I had no interest in riding them. I was scared. And I was very leery of horses, which I thought at the time was so strange because when I was younger, I loved horses, couldn't get enough of them. I adored them. And now all of a sudden, I still liked horses, but I was afraid. And I couldn't understand where this fear came from because I didn't have anything happen to me that created this fear. I had no bad experiences. I didn't have any friends that had bad experiences. So I didn't know where this manifested and why was I all of a sudden afraid of horses? So I wondered that for a while. So fast forward to several years ago, I was getting a energy healing session done from somebody and did a past life reading after that. And what I learned from that past life reading was that the person doing it told me that they seen a past life where I fell off a horse and broke my neck. And I ultimately passed away from my injuries. So that is when it hit me. And I mentioned it to her. I'm like, is this why I'm afraid of horses? I believe this is why I'm afraid of horses. That would make so much sense. Why all of a sudden I was afraid of horses and loved them when I was a kid. And she said in the past life, it did look like I was a teenager. So that was around the time, the onset of this fear. And I thought that was so interesting and very telling because now I kind of had an answer of why I was so afraid of horses. So now I finally knew why I had this fear. And it was an answer to that question I had for years of where this fear came from because I honestly had no idea. And this ultimately did lead me down a path to learn about past lives and the Akashic records and how to read them and heal those as well. So I really do hope that this video helped you, especially if you have a fear that, you can't explain, and you're wondering where it came from. It may have very well have came in it from a past life like it did with me. So I will come out with more videos. I hope you found this interesting and I will see you in the next one.